Last question, Rachel. As far as a fighter goes, how many things can get taken out of their purse? I know you hear like, oh, my promoter takes 33%, my manager takes 33, sanctioned bodies takes 3.
Um, so a promoter only takes a portion of your purse if you are being co-promoted or on another show. So, um, you will see some people use one, like for example, a local promoter, right? A lot of these fighters, especially in Mexico, what is, like Zanfer. Let's use Zanfer for example. Zanfer Promotions, local promoter in Mexico, has Estrada. They bring him over to Matchroom. And so from that point, Matchroom would, from Estrada's purse, he would have to take 30, they would take 30% off and give it to Zamfer. Okay. That's if Zamfer doesn't just promote him himself. So like show in Mexico, Zamfer Promotions, then Zamfer he doesn't take from Estrada's purse, right? So that's kind of like a brokerage fee, I guess you can call it. 30%. But it could be down to 10 to 20. It just depends on how you negotiate it. But I've heard a lot of 30. Okay.
Okay.
Managers. Managers in the beginning part of a fighter's career usually are 33 and a third percent. They try to take the max that they can. Um, when when it starts to be easier to negotiate for you, then they start cutting it down to 15 to 12%. Best I've seen is 10. So do the math there. Then your head trainer is another 10%. Your cutman is 2%. Nutritionist is based on your negotiation. Usually that's just your purchasing meals, so that shouldn't be very much. Um, and then depending on like if you took out any advances from your purses and or you only, let's say you only had 3 flights and 3 rooms for your fight, and you had a team of four people behind you plus the fighter, that's 5, and you have to advance the money to pay for those guys to come. There's that too. The sanctioning bodies, they all have different percentages um, of how much they have to pay for a belt. I believe the IBF has the most in percentage. I thought it was 5%, and then the other ones are between 2 and 3% um, off the top. So undisputed is expensive as hell.
Shit, yeah. I'm doing the math in my head, like, wow.
Yeah, yeah. So it could, I mean, they can chop you down really badly. In addition to if you're not a U.S. citizen, and you're from another country, a lot of the times they like to take that 30% off the top as well because they don't know if they're ever going to get paid their money. So they'll take it off the top, send your government like this, thing that says that you paid your taxes in the U.S. for the job that you did in the U.S. So take that off as well. Boxers, at the end of the day, from all those deductions, like you're looking at 30% maybe.
Jeez. That's called international entertainers tax, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So is that how like a lot of legends that we see that have had big fights end up broke?
Yes, that, and there's like there's a couple of different things with that. There's that, and there's money management, which I've talked to Nonito, and one of our friends is a money manager for fighters, and we wanted to talk to them about how they can properly structure their tax brackets. A lot of these fighters that are young, making over $300,000 a year, are taking it into their Social Security instead of taking it into an LLC that they can write off expenses for. For example, Nonito, when he gets paid through the LLC. Anything that he needs for camp, if he needs new equipment, while we're traveling here, this is part of boxing. It gets written off this way. Whereas if he took it in personally, then he can't write it off as a business expense because you personally aren't a business. So you actually have to have that structure set up, for it to be beneficial for you to try to write off expenses. Um, but a lot of boxers don't do that. Then you see the ones that just try to be like, like Floyd. Um, and that gets expensive. And they get themselves in trouble because once you show people you have this lifestyle, it gets harder to keep it up. And they get caught and they stay in the game too long because they have to make another purse because they're living purse to purse because they did all these extravagant things that, because they believed there was going to be another big money fight.
Rachel, thank you. This was awesome. You gave me so much insight. I really appreciate you for coming on.
Of course, of course. Thank you for having me.
I would love to have you on again, by the way.
Of course. Let's do it.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate
Uh, uh-huh. Have a good day.
it. You too.